It's been an honor.
Incredibly rewarding.
Enriched.
We have two new colleagues here.
I was, like everyone else, complaining about the state of our government. So a person turned to me one day and said, if you don't like it, run.
The reason I ran was I wanted to kind of work on the relationship between the legislative body, city council, and the executive, the mayor.
Bottom line is, somebody challenged me, I rose to the challenge, and then I've been paying for it since.
Quite frankly, I knew little or nothing about the second hat that we wear, which is the utilities hat, the board of directors. I don't think it was very competitive, but I was selected as the vice chair, right out of the box.
Though newly elected, it's my honor to nominate Tom Strand. First, because he's older than me, that's unusual, but at this point, but because of his community involvement.
Welcome our newly elected board member, Mr. Wayne Williams, to my left, and we can give him a round of applause.
When I ran 4 years ago, the goal was to continue to make this a great city. And it's been fun to do that both on the city side, but also here at Colorado Springs Utilities.
As we go forward, there are important infrastructures, decisions that we need to make, and including making sure that we take the steps necessary to prepare for the retirement of Drake.
The resolution of Drake is such a complex story.
Every meeting we would have people coming in and demonstrating about closing Drake coal power plant.
It's not just the closure of Drake. It's a replacement of the generation of Drake. It's the building out of the transmission lines of Drake.
This was 2015. I made a motion that we close Drake not later than 2035. But it was the best I could get 5 votes for.
But I thought we could get it done sooner. We did.
And here in 2022, we closed Drake,
vastly exceeding a lot of people's expectations. And we're able to make the transition to a more efficient, cleaner, and more economical form of power generation using natural gas. That allows us to quickly adjust to changing needs in the market and changing demands from our customers.
I was watching all these cities get ahead of us, and I knew in the future, okay, that fiber would be the thing to go, and the utilities needed a fiber broadband. And the advanced metering infrastructure needed a robust fiber optic ring. And so we have so much excess capacity on our fiber, it was only logical to offer it to somebody else. We have a tenant who's going to pay for it over a number of years. And there's very few projects in your existence where you can just start the project, use it, and then have it paid for over time. Can I say I'm proud of it? Yes, I am.
So you have an opportunity to actually make a difference and address and tackle challenging issues, like how we provide water in an arid community. We here at Colorado Springs Utilities have done something really innovative, and that is to go into a farmer who has an inefficient irrigation system, upgrading the irrigation system and buying the water that's saved. So we have an agreement with the Benton County Commissioners. That agreement allows us to acquire 15,000 acre feet out of Benton County. That's enough for 100,000 people.
I think it's one of the most critical things we can do. The board of directors have one employee, and that is the CEO. That is the only employee that works directly for the board of directors. So I think it's probably the most important thing that we can do for the organization, roughly 2,000 employees.
Please remember that the employees who work here are the way we actually get things done.
The last 8 years, I'm proud of everything we've accomplished, and I take no credit for any of it. Okay, politicians take credit. Okay, the workers get it done. They are excited about their fields. They're excited that you take the time to listen to them.
This is a job that pays $6,250 a year, but most weeks 40 to 50 hours, and it's not the meetings. It's the additional duties that we've got with the subcommittees, meeting with the staff and the CEO here, taking trips.
One of the things I've always enjoyed is the water tour and seeing the ingenuity and planning that takes place.
The enjoyable thing is knowing you have some small role in making people comfortable and providing, life-saving kinds of services.
I think the most challenging parts of being a board member for utilities are simply the span of what you're covering.
There are a lot of really complex issues, very important issues.
Controversial and important issues.
Everything from a rail agreement to water acquisition to trying to plan for the future.
So in the future, As you grow, you have to be cognizant of the issues of scarcity.
We've got to keep our eye on water.
That, I think, is the long-term challenge that we face.
We've got to look hard at renewables.
In the short term, the transition to different power sources is going to cause some challenges, and we've got to make sure we're ready for those.
Anyone coming into this position, due diligence, responsibility. Okay, you signed up, do the work. I'm proud of everything I've done on the utility board. It really has been an honor.
It's been incredibly rewarding because you have an opportunity to actually make a difference and address and tackle challenging issues. Being part of a new way of looking at things that's cooperative with our neighbors and building consensus is something that's just been really exciting.
I've been enriched by this experience, and I will always look at generating and transmission and these fenced-in areas with a whole different sort of perspective.
Perfect.
Yep. And one last thing, the water here is delicious.